Raymond Van Frank, diagnosed with cancer of the vocal cords 20 years ago, speaks with a whisper.
I had an episode of aphasia. Aphasia, c'est une condition qui est frustrante. C'est une condition, on sait ce qu'on veut dire, mais les paroles ne viennent pas.
Mr. Van Frank is a 76-year-old man from Montreal who had a stroke about 1 month before he was sent to us for treatment. Now, a stroke is caused by a clot, a blood clot that goes into one of the arteries inside the brain, and it can cause many different symptoms. It can either cause paralysis, so you can lose the function of your arm, of your leg. It can cause loss of vision. In Mr. Van Frank's case, it caused a loss of speech called aphasia, so he was unable to speak. He recovered completely from his stroke about 10 days after having it, but still he was at risk of having another one, and that's why he was sent to us.
Specialists at a university health center in Montreal tried to unclog his carotid artery twice, but were unsuccessful.
He suggested that I would go to Sherbrooke.
That is how Dr. Andrew Benko, interventional radiologist, head of the angiography department at the CHUS, took over from his Montreal colleagues.
After doing tests on Mr. Van Frank, they found that the cause of his stroke was a blockage in his left carotid artery. So he had a very tight narrowing of 80% in his carotid artery. And of course, when you have a narrowing like this, it slows the blood flow, it can cause clotting, and actually little clots can break off from the narrowing and go up into the brain. So that was the cause of his stroke, and obviously this needed to be fixed as quickly as possible.
The highly specialized center led by Dr. Benko is experienced at carrying out this surgical technique even in the most difficult of cases.
In Mr. Van Frank's case, open surgery was practically impossible because he had had radiation therapy for cancer of the vocal cord 20 years ago, and this left major scarring. It also left him with a weak voice, as you can hear when you hear him speak, but it left major scarring that made open surgery virtually impossible. So stenting was the only real option in Mr. Van Frank's case. Mr. Van Frank was sent to us from a university hospital in Montreal because when they looked at his anatomy inside, which actually when they looked how the vessels were constructed inside, it was a very difficult case to treat. And because of our local expertise, they felt that the ideal treatment for him would be to refer him to the CHUS in Sherbrooke and have him treated over here. Mr. Van Frank's procedure went very well. It took us less than 45 minutes. We got across his blockage and placed a stent and then ballooned it open. We got an excellent result. And because of this, we feel that the chance that Mr. Van Frank will have another stroke in the upcoming years from that left carotid artery is greatly reduced, and he's doing very well.
The procedure went very well, and Mr. Van Frank was able to return to his regular activities, eternally grateful for the quality of care he received.
It was unbelievable in many ways. He was absolutely terrific.
Mr. Van Frank feels privileged to have been able to benefit from the top-level expertise he received at the CHUS. In addition to the surgery, Dr. Benko and his team, he holds fond memories of the unparalleled humanity he experienced during his stay in Sherbrooke.
The staff, the nurses and other doctors couldn't do enough for you, make you feel at ease and reassuring you that everything was okay. We just couldn't believe the reception, the service, the caring.
And we thank the hospital and Dr. Benko. Well, I'd like to see Sherbrooke and see Dr. Benko again, because to me, he's a hero.